Ancient prophecies foretell three things about Iran's future. First, that Iran will soon become one of the most powerful nations in the world. Second, that Iran will participate in a major attack on Israel in the near future. And third, that Iran will completely destroy the most powerful nation on earth. The area we call Iran today is mentioned by three different names in Bible prophecy: Elam, Media, and Persia. The first two names are mentioned in the earliest chapters of the Bible among a list of about 70 ethnic groups that existed in ancient times. Elam was an ancient kingdom located in southern Iran, and the Medes were located in northwestern Iran. Cyrus the Great, who was a Persian from Persis, overthrew the Medes and established the Persian Empire. These three groups of people, Elamites, Medes, and Persians, all lived together in ancient Persia, and these three names are also used in the Bible to refer to the people of modern Iran. Now, you might expect that the Bible describes Iran as a villain, but in fact, Iran is actually a hero in many Bible prophecies. You see, Bible prophecy is actually a story describing how God is working out a plan to bring all people and nations into a relationship with Himself. Iran plays an important role in this story. In this story, God chose Israel as the first nation to work with, so in ancient times, God made a covenant or agreement with Israel. But Israel broke that agreement. The agreement specifically said that God would punish Israel if they didn't obey Him. So God chose the nation of Assyria to punish the Israelites, and He chose the nation of Babylon to punish the Jews, who were part of the Israelites. But God also had a plan to bring the Jews back to their land, and this is where Iran enters the story. Bible prophecies identify Iran as the nation that would punish Babylon. One prophecy actually specifically mentions a king named Cyrus who would allow the Jews to return to Israel. This already happened long ago, but several prophecies foretell that Iran will fulfill a similar role in end-time prophecy. In fact, in the second chapter of the book of Daniel, God gave an outline of everything that was going to happen until the end of the age. This chapter describes a dream of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar was the king who took control of Jerusalem and took the Jews captive, including the prophet Daniel. But one night he had a strange dream and he saw a great image. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Then a stone struck the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces, and the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. The prophet Daniel explained to the king that the image represented a sequence of empires that would rule the world. The head represented Nebuchadnezzar and his empire of Babylon. Later, Babylon would be conquered by Persia, the ancient name for Iran. Then the Persians were conquered by the Greeks, led by Alexander the Great, and the Greeks were conquered by the Romans. According to the prophecy, the Roman Empire would continue in some form until all these kingdoms are completely destroyed and replaced by God's kingdom. But the situation that would exist right before Jesus would return is described as 2 feet with 10 toes. These toes represent 10 kings or rulers of nations who will be ruling when Jesus Christ returns. And Iran is one of these nations. How do we know? Notice that in Ezekiel 38, the Bible gives the names of 10 nations that will participate in a war at the end of time. These nations are Gog, Magog, Rosh, Meshech, Tubal, Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, Gomer, and Togarmah. Let's look at what the book of Revelation says about these 10 kings. Revelation 17 describes a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. This prophecy uses many symbols, but I think that you can see it is describing 10 world leaders who are controlled by a symbolic woman, which represents a great city which reigns over the kings of the earth, and this city is called Babylon the Great. This end-time Babylon has already begun to rise, but it doesn't rule the world yet. I have another video that explains the details about this in-time Babylon and its leaders, which I'll link to at the end of this video.